from the silence. It was past midnight when he pushed open the door of the old village house. The only sound inside was the whisper of the wind slipping through the broken windows. The house, gnawed by the teeth of time, stood with its decaying walls. But something felt wrong. That deep silence was not just silence. As he stepped inside, the wooden floorboards groaned, but the echo of the sound refused to fade. It was as if the house had sensed his presence and was quietly listening. He turned on the light of his phone and walked through the rooms one by one. Everywhere was covered in dust and cobwebs, but when he reached one particular room, the door was slightly ajar. He slowly reached out to push it open. And at that moment, in a moment when there should have been no sound, from deep within, barely audible, came the sound of someone breathing. He froze. His eyes slowly adjusted to the darkness beyond the crack in the door. He could see nothing. But the breathing, it was close, as if someone invisible was standing right there in the middle of the room, staring at him. He raised his phone's light and pointed it into the room. Empty. But right there, in the center of the room, lay an old chair, knocked over. And when he crouched to look under it, footprints, fresh footprints in the dust. He wanted to step back, but at that moment, the breathing stopped, and a silence, a deadly silence, filled the room. So deep that he couldn't even hear his own heartbeat. Just as he was about to turn and run, the door closed by itself. And then, from the corner of the dark room, a voice whispered, "I've been wanting to talk to you for a long time." The phone's light suddenly went out, and in that moment, he realized he was not alone in the silence.